then move on with this news that came out of nowhere. And it literally was one day they have a meet, from what I can gather, they have a meeting and said they tell the students and the staff that you have, first I heard it was until August. And then it's the end of June, and now it's tomorrow. You on some try and be morally right or whatever. And I'm not saying that morally right stuff that King was talking about. Right. That's different. I'm not talking about that, because ain't no way you putting women and the kids in front of water hoses and police dogs, and they don't give a damn. Excuse me. I'm a teacher, and if I'm not teaching your children, people have a right to come and say, "Hey, look, man, you're not doing what I need you to do for my child." But you have to be involved too, right? So you can't tell me as a parent, unless you're involved, that you're not doing my child right. I need y'all to correlate this to what's going on around here as well. You can't tell me I'm not doing your child right if you're not involved in the child's life on all levels. The issue that it is now is blatant in everybody's face. Yeah. It's blatant in everybody's face. So we're not sitting there talking about what can we do for residents. We don't care nothing about the residents.
Never about the residents.
It's never about the residents. And the issue that people are having that I see, and they still won't let me come down to the council meeting. When I'm out of school, I'm just going to go. Be out of school in a couple weeks. I'm just going to come to one. I don't care.
And we live, brother.
All right. Good morning, family. How y'all doing? My apologies. This morning was a little different. This morning, today is my brother's birthday. He would have been 82. He was 81 in 12 months. So happy birthday, bro. Today is the first day of Black History Month. And let me tell y'all right off the rip, don't let these clowns walk around here telling you not to study your history. But don't start, even if you start studying it here in this country, right? Take away the good in the fight from it. Don't just go and say, oh, we was this and they made us slaves and this and that and other. No, they didn't. We have been fighting. Okay, we have been fighting. So let's be real clear about that. We're not just going to take the stance that they did something to us and we didn't do something back. That's not the truth. Okay, millions of people freed themselves from this horrible institution, this peculiar institution, as they call it. So, as a matter of fact, that's the name of a book. It's a good book to get to have in your library, called The Peculiar Institution. There's something being Big Bro was talking about a second ago, but I want to preface this before we get into that, because we definitely have to get into it. We are the most loved and hated group. Thank you, ma'am. We are the most loved and hated group in the world. I want to let that sink in. I'm going to tell you the reason why. There's nothing in no organization that we don't have that other groups of people don't want to get into because it's cool as hell. Other than our schools, and if they could get into our churches without it being where they would definitely be there too. So understand how you move, how you act, how you carry yourself is always, it's cold in Florida. Y'all got a storm coming through there. How we move, how we act, how we do music, how we talk, how we give five, how we, clap it up, or we doing all of this stuff and making up stuff and everything else. That's emulated by everybody on the planet. Everybody. Everybody want to be somewhere in some close proximity to us in some way, shape, or form. Everybody. So understand, and I'm not going to tell you to put on the crown because that ain't enough. Understand in your godliness, and it sounds like a little bit, it's a little preachy, but I'm not trying to be. Take it how you take it. Understanding your godliness that everybody wants to emulate you. Everybody wants to be part of whatever you're doing. If you start a group, somebody that don't look like you gonna want to be part of the group. Not because they believe in the ideology, but because it's you, we so damn cool that you can't go around and have a group without having somebody in there that don't want to be part of it, that ain't gonna look like you. And we have to know that. We have to tell our children that. We have to remind ourselves of that. I ain't asking you to be no king or no queen. That's low level. And I ain't saying it. That's low level. What I'm talking about is higher level stuff. Everything from music to everything that we create. Let's just say here in this country, the last, and we're gonna go past 1619 because the French did some things with us in Louisiana, and the Spanish did some things with us in Florida. So that's where you get Saint Augustine from. There was a Spanish slave port. Everything that we've done, that they emulate, that they take, that they steal, that they borrow heavily from, is because we that cool. I want y'all to let that sink in. I want you to make sure you tell that to your children, and I want you to make sure that you tell that to yourselves. There ain't nothing that we do that other folks don't emulate. I bet was in Canada 2 weeks ago. Guess what they listening to? They not listening to Canadian music. I don't even know if I could classify their music as Canadian or whatever. I don't know what Canadian music is. Guess what? Just listen to everything that was black folk music. Not because there's a bunch of black folks up there. That's partly part of the reason, but they also like our music. And like I said before, I ski, right? Which is typically considered to be the white folks' sport. But guess what music do we listen to? They listen to black music. They ain't hear no country and western, which is black. So, just your godliness and walk in it and study. Like for real, for real. All right. Come on, big bro. What's this other news you threw at me as soon as I walked in? And I apologize for being late. I'm going to do my jumping jacks here because I got to get ready for my next trip in a month. So I got to get them in.
We good. I was just looking at the because I've been seeing everybody making about the Epstein files. You see Jay-Z and Pusha T that made it in it.
Okay.
And you see how they they leaked out. And I'm guessing now they erasing them. Somehow they leaked out. I'm saying, I'm not laughing because some of the stuff, man, if you read some of the stuff is just downright nasty. But to me, it's just good evening, Mama Quill. Good morning. I'm tripping. Sorry. Good morning to everybody in the chat. H. Spragg, Deborah Luna, Georgia Boy, Sherry Allen, Cicero. Good morning to you all. I was just looking at it. They're talking about Jay-Z and Pusha T is in the Epstein files, and then they were showing what Cash Patel said if it was anything they would have put out, then you leaked. Some of the stuff got leaked out where you saying Elon Musk was in it. Certain things that Trump did was downright diabolical. So now they didn't got out there. Good morning to everybody. Armchair Juror, good morning. So I was looking at it, man. I'm like, Jay-Z and Pusha T. like 2 rappers.
But see, this is where you're allowed to be in a club
Yeah,
until we don't need you anymore.
yeah.
So we let you in the club, then what does that do? That give people who are weak minded to follow you, which means you guiding them into the club as well.
I mean, cause like some of the stuff they rehash, man. Listen, they put a video up. Now I'm watching all the different podcasts used it. Where you see now, remember this was at the time they was calling Kanye West crazy.
Right.
He mentioned Jay-Z and he happened to mention Pusha T. But it's just funny. Good morning, Denise Cousins. It's just funny that these people, they even got Alan Dershowitz up in there, you know what I'm saying? And like, and I'm just saying, hi, what's up, Chris Caleb? So what the Republican supporters saying now? Hey, Chris, man, listen. After you heard the things, far as that, you know, far as with allegedly they got the president. I didn't look at all of it, but you know, allegedly they was dealing with minors. Andrew, over there at the from London, but allegedly he,
Right.
you know, took somebody out, a young lady out, and all this stuff they knew. And it's like now that they do got, you know, you hearing the stuff of President Trump. It's like, what they gonna do? I don't know. Like, to be honest with you, how I took it with Jay-Z and Pusha T name coming up, I'm thinking they're gonna be the fall guys for it.
Well, but that once again, that's always the case. You don't get to be a billionaire in some industry that's controlled by somebody else.
Yeah.
And then you walk around in those same circles. You can't walk if you're doing your thing. You can't walk in those circles. You see, like you look at, and I'm not sure, and I could be clear me up because if I'm wrong, clear, you know, correct me. I don't have no issue with that. You don't see Master P walking in them circles, and he got a master's degree. You don't see Chubb Rock, who got a master's degree from Brown University, walking in those circles. What made them so popular that they thought we can put out this type of music and then turn around, you know, fairly conscious rap, then turn around and think we gonna walk in these circles, make this money or whatever, walk and deal with these people, and then you think nothing was gonna turn around and bite you in the butt, as the old folks say.
I'm looking at what Sherry Allen, the lovely Sherry Allen, said. Do you really think anything is going to happen to Trump behind the Epstein files, or will they keep the secret like they did his taxes? No, I think they got somebody. I think they got somebody that they finna have somebody take the fall.
Yeah, because one thing that we have to understand about how the system operates, is the system is never going to, when they no longer need Trump, then he'll be the fall guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
When they no longer need him, then he's going to be the fall guy.
Yeah.
You know, but as long as they're able to make money, destroy the system, make money off of it, reconstruct the system, put this new world order thing in that we was talking about before that we got to get back to.
Yeah.
Then they need him.
Yeah.
But as soon as they don't need him anymore, then they're gonna sell him out.
Cause my thing is how the information just hit the web, it hit the internet, and they knew they was gonna have people that was gonna be there to the screenshot stuff. So if you look at and how it got out, I don't understand. Like stuff like that just don't get out, brother. Elliott.
No,
like somebody
people
did
put it out there
purposely.
because no, you know what? We're tired of him. Even if Jay-Z ain't making no noise.
Yeah.
I'm not really clear who. Who'd you say his name?
Pusha T. Yeah.
I don't know.
But he was a rapper that was in the clips.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, but he ain't, you ain't making no noise. You quiet. You the quiet group of house Negroes, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Meanwhile, what did they want to say about Kanye? Well, he crazy. Well, he blew it when he said what he said about Bush, but he didn't take it upon himself to go further with his agenda. So then what they do, they took his mama out and then all this other stuff, and he married a Kardashian, and I guess her stuff was so great it caused him to go crazy. So now he with this other chick and they weird.
Yeah. I'm looking at no, I mean it's but no, they got him. But it seemed like it's kind of making like stuff Cat Williams was saying, stuff that Kanye said years ago. It's like making them look like fortune tellers now.
Well, I mean, because if you're in that life, in that industry, there's stuff you're gonna see, and they want you to either be part of it, or if you don't be part of it, then eventually you're gonna tell the truth, right?
Yeah, because I'm looking at what Chris Caleb said. I'm gonna come back and read yours out loud, Denise. Chris Caleb said, "Everyone in the federal government is not a Trumpster." And Denise Cousin said, why have they finally released them? What is going on that they want our focus on the files? It's another Clinton Monica distraction."
It's definitely a distraction, right?
Yeah.
It's definitely a distraction. So now everybody's paying attention to what Jay-Z and Pusha T or whoever.
Right, yeah, them two that they put in there. Yeah.
So, but who cares? This is the thing, right? So now if we put our attention on this, now you take your attention off the fact that this Gestapo group is killing people.
Facts.
Right? They're still killing black folks. Facts. We still have the same issue that we always had in our community that we need to be working at correcting. Facts. So now they give you something else to another bone to chase. No. Stay focused on what we need to stay focused on.
Yeah, that, you know that's what it is. But seeing everything they got to give you, they got to make a villain. So because they know, just think about the whole option is, to me, my humble opinion, they feel like they don't have enough. They want the blacks, and this is my humble opinion. I could be right, I could be wrong. Just giving my opinion. I think they want the blacks to get in that fight with fires over the ICE situation.
Yeah, hell yeah. But where the hell was y'all at getting in a fight? Okay, in the civil rights movement in the 60s, you had some white people that stepped up and did some things, just like you had the abolitionists, right? John Brown was the most violent one. He was like, look, bump this. He's a minister, and it's either you gonna change or we'll shoot and kill.
Facts.
He literally said before they pulled the noose around his neck in the gallows and they executed him and his sons, that my blood is on your hands before we start to tear this country apart. Literally. So we're not saying that there are not some good white folk out there who've not stepped in and said we're going to help out because this is wrong. Talked about William Penn in Pennsylvania and the Quakers who abolished slavery, right? That was one. No, they still racist in there. You can't drive through certain parts of Pennsylvania and think you're going up in certain parts of Pennsylvania without dealing with that racism. You are. Quakers are not, because not all of the people in that state are Quakers. But you also, you had a young man that got beat up real bad. You have young men that lose their life. You have men and women that lose their life during the Civil War over the same thing. Not tearing the Union up. But why in the world are you asking us to wave a flag about somebody that you executed when you've been executing us all the time? And when we wave a flag about our execution, you ignore it and say that's just business as usual. I got a young man that's been in Honduras or Ecuador or wherever his dad is since early December. He's coming back to school maybe Monday, Tuesday. Because he ain't seen his dad in all of this time. They extradited his dad. His dad was a working dad. Whatever the thing happened with his visa or whatever, so they sent him back to where his home country. Should I be worried about ICE coming into school taking kids? Hell yes. I don't care what the schools say. As long as they in my building, they're my responsibility too. I'm not the principal, but it's still my responsibility. But at the end of the day, we should be worried about us. Let's worry about us first. Because I don't want to hear a parent lose their child, or every time we turn around, there's a Southwestern's been off the chain because I don't know what's the deal with the leadership over there. And sometimes kids is crazy as hell. But, now we're going to tell you that Jay-Z and Pusha T was, who cares? They don't affect my life. Why are we worried about that? Oh, once again, we'll get black folks a bone to chase. Give people a bone to chase. Go chase that. Meanwhile, we're doing this over here. All of them people and all of that new Hollywood, it's like old Hollywood, they all guilty. They're all guilty of something in some way, shape, or form. I don't think, and I could be wrong, and please correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think that you can be part of that elite, so-called elite system where you at Hollywood or this and that, but you ain't calling no shots. Let's be clear. You're not calling no shots. You ain't calling no real shots. You just happen to be an entertainer. And you just happen to have some sort of influence on people that are weak-minded enough in order to follow you. Now, I ain't gonna hold it up. The last album that what's his name did, Jay-Z did, I listened to it. Man, it's pretty sweet. Am I a fan? Hell no.
No, I mean, but that's how they fool people. They get people who look like you, and you would think because he coming out preaching. If you're looking at it, talking about damn, what's the word I'm looking for? Generational wealth,
right?
Well, he's not talking generational wealth. Oh, he ain't talking.
Oh, wait a minute. What's going on, Miss Denise?
Oh, let me see what she said.
Go, but finish your thought first. We'll get to that. I'm sorry.
Far as Jay-Z, he talking generational wealth and all this and that. But look at the type of deals that he putting the people up under him in. Is they getting generational wealth? Is he creating generational wealth
for other people?
Right.
That's my point. Yeah. Now, if he was doing that, then okay, now all of a sudden you're a threat. And now we can sit around there and say, look, okay, now we talking about something different. But you're not doing any of that. Yeah. You're talking to people, but you're not saying, how did I do it? Yeah. Well, how did you really do it? Where did you start at?
I mean, it's not what it is. It's and so you got to really look at it like that. And it's like when you seeing how they doing them, it's really messed up. It's like, like Jay-Z getting these boys, man. It's like, but it's what they've been taught. Look at these 360 deals.
But it's not really messed up. It's part of the system.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But he's still going along with it.
Yeah, because he don't. Here's the difference. Once again, you're a student. I'm a student. Many of us that are here are students, which is the reason why, even though I fuss about having so many people that watch the show, but people that watch the show are students. And they study. So he's not a student. He was not paying attention to, and I don't know what his background is, whether he was just a really good musician or whether he was having some sort of image or whether I don't know, and I don't care. Dang. But what I'm saying is if you go buy a picture. I bought a picture. This is one of his albums. I went and bought a picture. Now I paid $250 for it. Now it's worth of, $1 million or whatever. That's cool. But where are you sitting there holding classes, teaching people how to do this? Where you sitting there I got a center here and I'm holding classes, teaching people how to do this. So then that means you become a real threat. Yeah. You get 500, 600, 700, 1,000 people, 2,000 people, and you're doing like Dr. Claude Anderson, Dr. Boyce Watkins, where you sitting here saying, hey, look, let's do this. Buy this picture. Go put this, invest your money here. Do this. Change how you're doing things. You ain't doing none of that. Yeah, so why the hell we following people that ain't really talking about nothing? Right. Because we got low level belief in ourselves and we have low group esteem. It ain't self-esteem. We have low group esteem.
But they play to the conscious though. What you think when you see Jay-Z? He got the dreads and everything. People automatically think he conscious.
Man, listen to what he talking about. He ain't conscious.
No, I'm saying, but they think. Remember, he was rocking with Jay Electronic. Right. He had the I want to say, was it the 5%ers chain on at one time.
Right.
See, he know how to play to the conscience of the community. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but those people not even really conscious, because if they're conscious, then they know something about the stuff that we talking about today.
No, I'm saying no, but I'm saying, but that's how he played to the psyche of
Right. Yes, sir. Yes,
that's
sir.
what I'm
I
saying.
got you.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
He playing to the psyche.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of them, because you'll be thinking they pro-black and they this and that. Then when you really go see them and you see the stuff that they doing, you be like, but see, it's a lot of people who don't see the facade. They just thinking this person, oh, he like this. You know what I'm saying? Because this is how you gotta just think about it. They got high school kids now can get paid for name, image, and likeness.
Right. But because look at we're gonna stay here. Look at the billions of dollars that a school makes. So why not play these players? Because if you don't, like Maurice Claret is the one who really started this thing where, like, man, I'm on here, I'm playing for Ohio State, we won a national championship, and I'm poor. But y'all got billions of dollars. You were able to change your name to the Ohio State University. Not OSU, it's the Ohio State. Off of the backs of the football players, and not so much the basketball players anymore, but the football players. Mm-hmm. And Maurice Claret was a prime example of a player who had a big time opportunity, but because he was literally poor on the campus after they won a national championship when they beat Miami, he riding around sleeping in his car. But yet you're making billions of dollars off of him. Billions, not millions. You remember the NCAA, the NFL, NCAA, NFL, NHL, NBA, and Major League Baseball. They are nonprofits. I think somebody said something changed. Somebody might have said that before. But the NCAA is a nonprofit. In the month of March, for March Madness, they're going to make over $6 billion in 1 month. $6 billion tax-free. Yeah. So why not pay the kids? Why not get them, here, man, we're going to not just take care of, but do it for real. And not just because you got boosters doing it, but because you paying them part of it. And you're paying a coach 10, 12 billion. Nick Saban made 10, 12 million dollars for coaching football a year. Yeah, what did the players get? Few of them got something, but most of them got nothing.
Yeah, I mean, but they've been paying players, Brother Elliott. That's the only, you know what I'm saying? They've been playing. It's just now that it's legal to pay them. You hearing, certain schools hollering about it. You know what I'm saying? They've been doing it. And let me go back. I don't want Denise Cousins think I forgot about it.
No, we didn't forget about you.
I got you.
Hit that. Raphael Berg gave us some information too. So he started out as a DJ. So he wasn't out here out in the streets doing whatever. Okay, go to the one before that, because she had 2 parts.
Okay, hold on. Okay, hold up. Okay, let me see. You talk about this one.
The one above where it says somebody's playing games.
It's it.
Yeah.
No, I got it. First was saying exactly. Neely is playing games even harder here now. Flint is starting to come together now. The families are getting nervous here. They went as far as to tell an advocate don't bother going. Hold on, let me get down.
And go to the second part. Yeah.
To cancer study, as art has been barred from entering bunch for the cancer function. Who's that work sound like? They got the Flint Journal take Lloyd and Neely picture and never mention Arthur Woodson. Well, let me say this.
Go ahead on, big brother, because like I said, he got his finger and thumb on the pulse of things.
And let me get here what Raphael said. Let me get this. As far as that chain that represent the 5% nation, the guys made them lose that chain. Shout out to the guys for making them lose that chain, because even they can see through it. But I'm just saying that played on the conscience of the people thinking, oh, Jay woke. Jay, that's the point.
Right. That was the reason why I like this album.
Yeah, and that's
the last one that he put out.
Yeah, and that's the point I was talking about when he had, and Chris Caleb, I know what you're saying, but I was saying when he had his hair, but when you saw what that symbolized with, when people had their dreadlocks.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it was like, to me, he just like, that's why I brought up the NIL. Jay-Z selling the image to the community that, okay, I was an ex-drug dealer. Now
That's what
I
I'm
went
saying.
corporate,
That's what I
and
was
this
trying
who
to
I, yeah,
figure.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now back to this situation with Art, and far as him being banned, let's just go here, family. What did people think this cancer cluster study is? It's big business. It's money.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I mean, I hate to just bring it up. It's the sad part is money.
Right.
Even though you doing the testing, just think about it, family. These, whoever, these people are who create, let's just go with the past governor who created this situation. They knowing people, if you drunk and you bathed in this water for years, you liably, your body gonna break down, you gonna come up with something. They know this. They doing a cancer cluster study, and like I said, I give Art shout out, kudos for what he was trying to do to get more testing for people can find out if they got it, a screen of testing for they can probably be ahead of the new drugs they finna come out and experiment on people with. Just think about it. They knew about the problem, covered it up, and now you got the mayor. That's why I was saying be careful. You got to remember. See, to me, I think the brother, I got to understand if anything he trying to bring, and it's big money in it, they going to put that brother out. Like the mayor not going, I just think sometimes we be forgetting. That's why when he invited the mayor the first time when he did it and was at Burston, if I'm not
Yeah, I think
mistaken,
so.
why I would have never invited him. See, sometimes you can be trying to be too nice and you can play yourself. And that's the only thing I be saying to, that if the brother did listen, you cannot forget the games that was played. That's just like with me. Y'all get on here, I talk shit all the time. Like, yeah, mayor, give me some money. If y'all honestly think I believe I'm gonna get some money up under this mayor, after all the stuff, and I be talking junk about Winter saying the mayor gonna give her some money. All the stuff we didn't talk, all the information that we didn't got put out. Not that we went and found that, we usually see when it get out there and then we report on it when it get out there. And this man could have lose him being the mayor. Could even some of the shit he pulled could have got him in jail.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think? No, Chris, I'm talking about the first one. I'm talking about not this. I'm talking about the first one when he did invited him to come there because people was already saying he should have invited him. The one he threw some years ago. That's what I'm saying. Like to me, he got to know how to move way more better because of past things. You can't go, especially I'm saying, and some of the stuff we have reported on, we have got the. Once it Art put it out there, you know what I'm saying? Because he be having a lot of information, especially on the water. And the councilwoman put out there. Do you honestly think these people have forgot just because some years that went by, or because you think you got a righteous call coming up?
Right. No.
They just want money on this side, but they don't want it on this side.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, family.
Yep.
Come on. We gotta.
We can't have a short memory. See, this is the other part about that today. They want you to have a short memory about.
Oh, hold up. I might got something wrong. She said, you saying he wasn't invited or was he invited, Denise? Because you saying then Neely gave out recognition plaques for city advocates and called people on stage and called Arthur up last, made him take it and have to shake his hand. They didn't help ahead. So he was there. Yeah, facts. Hold up, Denise. You sending me out something. Don't send me out here, beloved, out there. Was he able to get in, or was he wasn't able to get in? Because
that's what it made it sound like.
You made it sound like he wasn't able to get in. So was he able? Well, at the end of the day, whatever Neely did, I gotta understand he gonna do that. That's just how he is.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. We ain't gonna. Now that was. I don't want to like to put out no bad information. Me saying, all right. So, all right, what family? Miss Sherry Allen was Art there.
And y'all got to let us know when these things happen. Yesterday wasn't a bad day, so I wouldn't have made it anyway, even though I did see it.
You know what? I just ain't because I'm not gonna say like to me since it's done it over with. I just can't see like I don't get that. So Art was there. What?
But no one clapped for Neely like they did for Art.
Did you just say Art wasn't invited in there? Nah, come on, Denise. No. This what I'm putting up to. Art has been banned from entering a bunch for the sentence for the cancel
Right,
function. Yeah, Denise, you said Art was banned. Now Art was there, and you saying he was the last one to come up. Now you confusing me.
But he was there way before Neely. Okay, so he was there.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say he wasn't there then. I'll say he was barred if he was already there.
Oh, it was a lie on him. Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, you got to put that in there.
Yeah, you got to
put that. You didn't put that in there first, beloved.
Baby.
You gonna
you got to put that in first because we're getting ready to jump on the Lions back.
Yeah, don't do that. No, don't do that now.
Yeah, we was getting ready to jump on the Lions back about that.
Yeah. That's the little tricknology mixing truth with falsehood.
Yeah, no, you.
What's up, Concrete Jungle?
Yeah. Okay.
Now we ain't got to lie on them and dislike them.
Oh, okay. No, he'll find stuff to make you dislike him because I remember one time he was on a live and it was this summer and he was running his mouth and I asked a question and didn't get an answer. So it is what it is.
Said that information came from Jennifer. They didn't want him there. Okay, well, let's put that. Yeah, that sound more like it. Maybe they didn't want him there, but don't say he was.
Yeah, but here's the other part about that. Yeah. You can't, if you're that type of soft, where you're not willing to answer questions, where you're not willing to fake it till you make it, whatever that is,
right?
Where you're gonna have people that might challenge your viewpoint, then you shouldn't be there.
Right.
If we have, we accept your apology.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. Don't apologize. Don't say sorry, baby. It was just you was, giving it to us how you got it. So we good. Don't say sorry. Take that part off. But if you're not willing to answer the hard questions, if you're not willing to they have yet to I've only asked one question when we go into that thing on Saturdays, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there was just the one, and then that question got dismissed because
at the Flint Neighborhood United.
Yeah, at that Flint Neighborhood United meeting, and there was a senator, whatever she is,
Reverend Krista. She was District 8.
She took over QD's position, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I asked her a question, and she was like, "Well, actually, it was more of a statement, but it was a question within the statement." And it was like, "Yeah, I agree." And then she went right back to talking about what she was talking about. No, you didn't answer my question. And the thing is at these forums, and like I said, I had a previous engagement yesterday, so I didn't make it to that. The plan is to ask these people some questions. Well, if Snyder, if he's his attack dog, then he needs to be there and take the medicine too. They the ones helping me get through this though. If it wasn't for them, baby, I'd be somewhere else doing something else.
No, Denise. I was reading how I saw it. That's why that's why I wanted some clarity on it because it's still the statement still go with to what I'm saying though. If and you had these, you got a disagreement with an individual and things that you did, you got to expect him to not want you there. You got to. It's just what I'm saying is. I'll say it again. That's like me trying to get back with somebody I'm not cool with, and trying to make it back. And I'm and just think about it. We then there tried to send you to jail. Like,
right.
I'm just saying. Just think about it from the Mitchell boys. All the different things. As far as the misuse allegedly of the opera funds. You know what I'm saying? So many things allegedly bid. I'm just saying so many things that then came out on this, even far as council people, residency. I'm just saying, when you know you did these things, you cannot, and plus you you done teamed up with other people to back other people that was running against him. You don't think that he gonna try to do things to stop you?
That's only natural to do that because you're disrupting how I'm operating.
And that's the point that I'm making. It's like, even when you done came, I'm just saying, I didn't win at some of the pastors, even I have.
Right. Oh,
you
no,
know what I'm saying?
You know, I'm getting ready to be rocking and rolling on that.
And that's what I'm saying. And you don't think that people ain't forgot. That's why I say, when it's your turn, you gotta expect they're gonna be trying to do everything, even when it's a great cause. You know what I'm saying? Just to me, I just look at it as just another. It's more millions of dollars finna come in on research, and we, the residents of Flint, the citizens of Flint, happen to be the guinea pigs. I'm just being honest in my humble opinion.
They did that to Tuskegee. They did that with the water crisis. Same thing. Same thing. So then, what? How do we solve that? What's the solution to that?
And I'm trying to. I wish I could tell you what's the solution of it, Brother Elliott. I wish I could. I'll give you another one, and I wasn't gonna step into this, but I'm gonna give a shout out. You see how Brother Robert them got did, don't you? They community conversations got to shut down. Can't be nothing about politics. It's not in their lease.
What?
Yeah, over there, the things that they was doing. Remember, it can't be nothing about politics. I knew about it, but I waited because you know what I'm saying? I knew about it. He had called and told me. Then I seen when I saw the brother that's running for the 5th Ward, Brother DeWine running for the 5th Ward. And I'm just telling y'all.
You can't do that. You can't still be over there and do that too. No.
And I was having a conversation with him. And I was like, well, Brother Roberts, I'm just telling you, I had a comment. And it was like, he was like, Mick, look how they did. I'm like, what do y'all want? I'm like, what can I do? I said, look how he did me. I said, but what is cold-blooded, that the people that y'all say that's in this administration, I couldn't imagine I call. Like, I'll give you an example. I feel like we family.
Yes, sir.
If you was in Neely administration and he was telling you, hey, I need you to go tell Mickey them they can't do this over here, I would feel like you would fight for me and be like, I'm not going to be the one to tell them.
You already know.
You got to go tell them. Yeah.
Number one, you're not shutting it down because I'm on there. That's number one. Number two, no, we're not doing that because you ain't got nobody reporting news right, so we're not doing it. Nope. Oh, you going to fire me? Then guess what? We all burning.
And when he told me who called him, I was like, damn. I said, man, but y'all be smiling in these people's faces and they not fighting for y'all. But guess who they look like? Me and you.
But this is the game.
Shout out to Ed Taylor.
Okay. Well, there you go. Okay. This is the game that we've been playing.
Facts.
Since we've been on the plantation.
Facts.
Okay. Period. This is a game that we've been playing since we run down there, but go tell on whoever trying to do whatever they trying to do in order to get us all free. And we really ain't got nobody working on our behalf.
You must
Whoa. Wait a minute. Go back to what Miss Allen put up. When you have that type of mindset, you got this. We still live in a plantation mindset. Because Flint has a lot of influential people in politics. That's because people are ignorant. That's because people are ignorant. I may not have liked a lot of what, I'm going to say this again. There are two people that came from the 7th Ward that I have the utmost respect for. One was Jack Minor, who's no longer living, and the other one was Miss Monica Galloway. And for the mere fact, and I'm not saying people should come knock on my door because of blah blah blah. But when I was talking to somebody about I don't understand what their politics is, and next thing I know, here she come knocking at my door.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying you should come knock at my door because I know anything or whatever, because I clearly don't. But I'm just saying that if I don't see your policies in action and you hear about it, I expect you don't have to knock on my door. But hey, look, well, whatever you think need to be fixed, we fixed it. There are 3 trees that need to be cut down in the 7th ward. Actually 4, because they busted due to the weather. And they still there. That means you're not doing even a weekly or monthly patrol to see that something needs to be done. And if somebody calls, then we don't get an answer. I'm gonna call you once, I'm gonna call you twice, I'm gonna call you 3. After the 3rd time, I'm not calling no more. I even had the people that live there. Hey, why don't you call it down to the city for leave a message for the 7th ward person, advocate or whatever. Whether they did or not, I made the suggestion. Now it's on them if I give it to you. Mm-hmm. But those trees are still there, busted in front of people's houses. But if you're patrolling, then I can say, you know, I ain't got nothing to say. You ain't got to knock on my door. But at least we know, oh, those trees messed up. We're going to get them cut down. Oh, the street over here need to be fixed. We're going to get that done. My neighbor who had a sidewalk messed up, either she called the water company or somebody, and then they came out and fixed the sidewalk. It wasn't a 7th ward person that we got over there that's doing whatever. And I'm not mad about people having political aspirations. But we have to stop thinking that if we get into these circles and there's dirt in the circles, that we're not gonna get dirty too. So now all of a sudden they're telling you that Jay-Z and Pusha T was involved in this bullshit but this the life that they wanted. This the life that they wanted. So guess what? You're gonna get it. You're gonna get dirty.
No, you right on that. Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Oh.
No, I was looking at it. I
got you good. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying you're right. I ain't disagree. Yeah. I was just putting up this with the
I got some. You see what was that, Miss Denise? He carried himself wrong before, but all he cares about is the water crisis, the veterans, and cancer studies. Makes people not like him because he's bringing attention to the money people that they don't want here. But the thing is even if you carried yourself wrong before, what are you doing to correct that wrong? We good. We, especially black folks, we good at making sure that we give grace to everybody else but ourselves. Oh, they good peoples now. No, they ain't been good people. They're the same damn people that threw babies in the damn water for alligators and beat the hell out of you and raped you and everything else. But we give them grace.
Okay. Now, I see what you're saying. This is what I got sent. I just wanted to put it up here.
Okay.
I just wanted to put it up here, and I seen where. But see, this once again, I go back and I see where the good brother Jonathan Joy was saying, giving Art a shout out. But this what I will say to Denise, you know, and I will say this to Art. I get it. You can say what you did maybe back then, but people don't forget that. That's why they tell you history is the best teacher. Even though they say, just think about it when they send people to jail. And they say you paid your debt to society. Right. You paid your debt. But yet when you come out, guess who can't have a job? Guess who it's hard to get a job? But you paid your debt to society.
Supposedly.
Yeah. But they're gonna still hold that, they're gonna hold that over your head. But then you gotta come up with this expungement.
Right. You know and that still means nothing.
Right. But what they showed you is it depends on who you is. It depends on who you is. Cause just look at fires with Trump. Didn't he say they was trumped up charges they put on him?
Yeah.
But what about, you know what I'm saying? When we seeing this stuff now, you got Sonny Houston, Whoopi Goldberg, Anna Navarro coming on here with your government lie to. Like, these is the people that they put out here. Sonny Houston, because she got money. Just think about it. She live in a good neighborhood. Remember, she said she walked her son to let the people know her son was training for the Olympics because she live in this area. But damn, Sonny, you live in probably where houses cost $1 million at.
Right.
Why you got to go where your neighbors at and go to the police department and say, this is my son, he training for this and that? Why would you have to go explain that in your neighborhood? Let that sink in for a minute, family. You gotta go show who your child is. Show me what other community gotta go walk their kids to the police station. This is my child. Don't do this and that to him.
Right. Nobody has to deal with that. But yet everybody want us to jump in. Who is this? Talk with me. Tony Ray.
What Tony Ray say? I'll put it up. Okay, here, I'll put it up for you. Let me get this situation together. You get it?
Yeah.
Oh.
So then why is she getting reelected over and over and over again? Because it's very clear, I have yet to hear a policy. I've yet to see her in any conversation with anybody else that might be running for that particular seat. The only last time I saw anything was when they opened up the Latinx building and she was there for the ribbon cutting. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. Jennifer called in. I'm gonna have to go back and watch it. If y'all got a clip, can y'all send me a clip of it? Or is it at the beginning or the end? Said, let me break this down. Said, Mickey, watch my Reese podcast from yesterday. Jennifer called in to his show and broke the art situation down about the cancer situation. Well, the only thing I can tell you, and I'm going to be honest with you, I would love to come on here and tell y'all,
Look, we have to be clear, man. Number one, politics does not work for us. Okay? Never has, never will. Voting doesn't work for us because the people that we vote in are not going to do, because we can't hold them accountable anymore.
Mm-hmm.
What we have to do in order to salvage what we're talking about salvage, I'm going to say this again, you family. Mm-hmm. I got to make you call me this morning and make sure I was good. Mm-hmm. If that was the first thing you asked me, hey man, you good? Mm-hmm. And then you said, are we still going to be on today? Mm-hmm. And I said, yeah, well, I'm on my way, even though I was late, and that was on me.
Yeah,
but you called, the first question you asked me was I good?
Yeah. Now that's what you're supposed to do,
that's family.
Yeah, because most people gonna be like, they don't think about that. I'll give you another example. Listen, man. Ooh, brother, listen. When Winter's mother, like, she put it out, she's, has stage 4 cancer, whatever. I wasn't saying nothing, even though the hits, I knew we was taking behind this. I was taking in the public. Mm-hmm. Oh, the morning show ain't gonna do this. It's a bad thing. And she was saying, and I told her, because I believe keeping stuff private. I'm like, Winters, you ain't got to put it out there. Let them, I can deal with it. When you available, we'll do when you available.
Right.
Man, I had people calling me. That's why I be saying these friendships is wild. Telling me what other people were saying, but I didn't ever come out and say nothing. Mm-hmm. And, Winters was ready to blast them. I'm like, just let it go. Don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? You make sure you know, because I don't have my mother, no parents. Right. So my big thing is, I don't much as I wouldn't want an enemy to go through, losing a parent, man. Right. That's some rough shit. You know what I'm saying? To go through. That
Right.
ain't nothing. I don't care what you see. If you seen your cousins, your best friends, or your parents lose theirs, when it's your turn, believe me, it's gonna rock you like everybody else. But you don't want nobody to go through that. Like, you know, if this it, go do that, we'll be here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but it was like, man, you know, you don't be wanting me. I'm like, let's don't put it out there. When you ready, she put it out there. And I remember I had to, but she only wanted to put it out there to quiet down because people was thinking she had quit. And that was the thing. Me, I didn't care. Cause I'm like, when you show up, you're already destroying them lies.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So
right,
that's some of the stuff you're gonna have to go through. And that's what, like, I'm looking at with Art. You know, he just had to know he got an uphill battle to fight.
And yeah, because your
What's up, Ray Ray?
your position has been one of battling,
Mm-hmm.
and just battling because you could battle instead of battle with. And I'm not saying he didn't have facts.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah, facts.
Okay, I'm not saying he didn't have facts, but again, and I'm not saying that you don't be passionate enough about. Because I'm a passionate person, right? It sounds like anger to people. I don't care how you take it, but it's always based in truth. No, unless I'm on some old jokey joke stuff. But if now you want to run for a political position, why? Are you doing it because it's monetary? Or are you doing it because you're really there to make some changes?
Right.
So the fifth ward person is not running anymore. So now we got somebody else that's talking about running, which I don't know why.
and that's, I'm glad you came back to that fifth ward. That's why I was like, when I was talking to Brother Roberts, and I understood. I'm like, dude, all you gotta do is go look at. Man, it's not easy it's not hard to figure out who running and who is the mayor picks.
Yeah.
It's not hard to, like, people don't, and I'm like I'm not no Einstein. I'm not no Nostradamus. You got Brother DeWine, fifth ward. You got Brother Jerron Dotson with the Pokeball. You got Brother
what are you running
Montez.
For? Run your what's in that business.
But they run it, but he done hopped in. You got Montez Davis. Them the three brothers you got running for the fifth ward.
Oh.
And my thing was to Brother, and my what's the name to the brother, to Brother Roberts, and I told him this. I said, brother, you didn't think they was gonna stop what you did. You won't listen to the conversation you want to have. It's community conversations.
Right.
You where that Oak Business Center at? You between Fifth Ward and Third Ward.
Right.
Who you thought? Do you think they was gonna let y'all get people coming in? Then they just think if, and my thing was, like I told them, just think if y'all was, way more active. You thought he gonna take a chance of y'all getting in there?
No, that's not happening.
Yeah, he, like I say,
they'll pick the Pokeball dude first before they.
And I told him that. I said, what you thought was gonna happen? Like, you didn't think he was gonna get in and stop this?
Yeah.
He's not finna let you go ahead and do that. No, I'm with you, Chris Caleb.
Right, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, the one thing I agree with both of what you're saying. We have to do for self, number one, and we have to vote. But how do we vote when the vote doesn't mean anything? If I decided to run, shut up. Don't say it, Chris. I already know what you're gonna say. You and Raphael. Both of y'all gonna say it. And I know I can hear you both, and you ain't said it yet, but you're gonna say it. If I wasn't satisfying my community, I'm gonna step away. Say the same thing about teaching. If I know that I'm no longer effective, I quit. I'm gonna quit. If I know that even on this platform, I go like, man, I ain't got nothing else to talk about. I done taught it all out, bro. Okay, we gonna do something else, or I'm done. We gonna quit. Show run this course. Voting has never gotten us anything. Because some people got killed, and you get a Voters' Rights Act and a Civil Rights Act that they still vote on to see whether it's going to be worth. The most important thing is to gather the wagons, surround the babies, raise the babies properly, and then move forward with that. So we have to put, hey, okay, forming community political action committees. But what has to happen with those political action committees, which is the reason why in my head, I'm forming an organization called the Citizens Council for Rights and Social Justice. And it's going to be hardcore, and it's going to take no prisoners. Not just the 7th Ward, the Citizens Council. So if that's compromised, needs to be exposed, needs to be removed. It ain't just Brother Elliott's Council. It says Citizens Council. I just got to be able to find a way to get it registered and all the other stuff. And if somebody knows how to do that, let me know so I can get on top of that. Now, we have to put ourselves in a position that if, hey, well, we got such and such in there, and now the city charter has been ignored, and it said, well, you can't vote them out. No, we don't care about that. You out of here.
But that's the thing, that the way the system is set up is rules and how it's governed. So you got to go by that, because that's what they'll take your ass to court if you
That's
think.
All right, I'll take them to court too.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, but it'll lead toward the council person, because they're gonna be like, we not going. Now it should be revised, but remember, you talked about it. Who created the charter? I mean, not the charter, the master plan. Who did that?
Oh, there was a group of people that brought in a group of Jewish people, but as part of the city government. City government did that because they understood what they were trying to move towards. Mm-hmm. They wanted to be like this other town. And when I saw that this wasn't going to be what they thought, well, like they thought it was going to be, and how they thought they was going to put certain things in place in order to make stuff happen. That's the reason why I left.
And that's what it be. See, and that's why I was saying with us, what fire to me, and I'm gonna say this: you need more people invest. See, we're not invested in our community as we should.
That's part of the problem,
right?
Because if we were vested in our community, like we were, then what would happen is, being vested in our community, we wouldn't need a person come over there to cut the trees down. We go and get chainsaws or whatever and cut them down ourselves.
That's why coming up this February 7th.
February 7th. Let me write that down.
Yeah, February 7th.
That's his birthday.
But the way the weather looking, man, I probably will be here.
Okay.
Because we ain't getting out. But I did have plans. I'll probably be going out.
What time? 9:30?
Yeah. At 9:30 a.m. But more people should be, and I'm not just talking about anybody just coming up there, Chris. I see what you're saying. I'm not talking, but we should have more people with groups. I think the problems we have with groups is we get more of the sellouts get these. I'm not saying all, but enough of them. You have too many people who go in, and don't get me wrong, I get it about making money.
But I don't have no issue with you making money.
Yeah, but
take the top part of the cream off.
Yeah.
But make sure you spread the butter on everybody else. Don't just go like, I'm making sure my stuff's tight and my family's tight, or your FBI are like that. The friends, brothers and in-laws, we straight, but the rest of y'all out here starving.
Yeah. And no, you're right, Chris, that the system is smart to allow everyone to do for self. Now, facts.
Right.
And I do feel
Absolutely.
what Ray saying, if we are not at the top of our pack, we will not be able to dictate the policy we need for our people.
That's the reason. That's my point.
And Beverly Biggs, Sherry Allen, the lovely Sherry Allen said Beverly Biggs introduced petitions to remove Davina. I haven't heard anything about it yet. Because to be honest with you, Sherry Allen, I know I'm gonna probably I'm gonna get in trouble for telling the truth.
You're gonna get in trouble for hanging out with me.
Yeah, facts. What it is, a lot of people, contrary to what you may believe, don't want Davina gone.
No, because then they can control what's going on there.
Because they feel both sides feel Davina can be a tool. Because Inez Brown was a tool for both sides. Don't get it twisted. It's just that when this one got in, he knew he just took advantage of everything. No, listen, what we seeing this mayor did ain't none that the other ones ain't.
No,
tried.
absolutely.
He just had help all the way up to the top, from the governor all where you needed all the help at. He got to put his people in. Because one thing he understands, people need money. People want money. And what they say, you do a little something strange for a little bit of change.
Mm-hmm.
That's not that's not. See, we only look at stuff we see far away, like California. We look at Hollywood, but you don't want to believe you got some Flint weird.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, where do we say all the time? Business and politics make strange bedfellows.
Yeah, but see, they only see only that stuff happened in D.C. They can't sit up here and believe. No,
it's everywhere.
Right.
It's everywhere that you have government that you think you're going to get in and you want to get in the inner circle, you're going to be doing some different stuff.
Facts. And that's what it is. And you get and you see why people be caught up. They've been doing what these people was doing. I remember I was watching something. I forgot, and this was a young boy. They talk about how to rap it. But you see how they try to play how the rappers is? Oh, they just drug this, and that. Right. But we see it in the movies, but we tend to think, oh, that's not real. One guy, the rapper, he was young. He said he was 18. Said, imagine somebody coming to get you out the hood. Now, all you seeing is gunfighting and people drinking beers and gambling, gangbang, you know the worst stuff, people on drugs. And them people, like he said, we look down on them. Get up here. He said they was at a restaurant, but they was at the top. But you seen this scene in the movie. Said, my man pulled out the blow, right? Said, hit the dope. Said, everybody in there, they at a restaurant, they eating. He said, they ain't stopping and look at. Said, we doing a deal. He said, this one I'm finna come get $1 million from. He said, but when I go back, I'm judging the people that I seen doing this on the level down here.
Right.
He said, you thinking when you get into these record execs and these people that got millions of dollars, like they just like you.
Yep.
You going to these parties. I remember 3 6 Mafia.
Man.
When this one, I think it was it our Arsenio Hall show?
Yeah.
It was one of them late night shows they was on, but I remember Gangsta Boo, rest her soul. She said when they went, and this was before Cat Williams.
See, people before Cat Williams.
See, people got caught up, and she was saying when they went to the hotel mansion parties. Who can throw them hotel mansion parties?
You ain't talking about Cat Pookie.
Facts. She said when they went there, they had rooms. When you went into the different rooms,
everything
was going.
Everything.
It was with if you was into this, you can get that. If you had this, you can get that. This would have been going on. This was in the 90s. She was talking about
80s,
it.
90s.
Then when Cat Williams came out, when Cat Williams came out, that's when Cat Williams, he told it. But then people they didn't understand it.
No, this has been entertainment. It's the biggest fallacy. It's the biggest dream.
Yeah.
Because if you want to make some moves, you got to pay a price. And that's everybody. That's everybody.
Right.
You're not going to make no moves. Like she say, you want to smoke, you over here. You want to lay up with somebody that.
Either way it went, it was whatever.
You wanted, they got
pills,
it for you.
They had pills. You wanted weed, they had weed. You wanted liquor, speed, all the exotic drugs, as they call it.
Yep,
they can give you to this.
Yeah, and if you was into
whatever,
you could get it.
And let's say this, and this was 2 different people. Then you hear about Cat Williams, and 2 when he did the Primp Chronicles. When you seen him talk about it. when he said when he walked in and what happened. Them was two different eras.
Yeah. Yeah. You talking about almost 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Same thing, but
Yeah.
no, nothing changed.
Yeah.
So this is the thing. If we are clear that nothing changes, why are we upset?
Yeah.
Why are we sitting around here playing a game if we think that, if we know, for you to be successful, you got to sell your soul. That's all it is.
Yeah, you hear about it. Then, but look how they make things like, and I hate to bring it back, but I gotta go back. You see how now they brought up stuff about Foxy Brown.
Like, right.
She was 16 when Jay-Z. Now let's be honest. Now I said it in a diss record when he brought it up about that thing about Jay-Z and Foxy Brown. What about they was bringing up about the Aaliyah situation?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They was talking about Beyonce.
No, I saw Aaliyah.
Yeah. And
I saw her.
Yeah.
She was a 12-year-old girl. We were playing basketball at it was called Hurley Health and Fitness at this time. I worked with one of her uncles. I saw that. Hat pulled down, dark shades. You know, she was, you remember how thin my daughter was. Built like that.
Yeah.
No good and well. Why are you here with all of these cats?
Yeah. But see, they make it, they make, and I go by and I love when the minister said that they make evil seem fair. Just think about a Jerry Lee Lewis. Just think about Elvis. But see, they not going to highlight them.
They're not talking about
They not going to say what, but they come up.
Always a criminalization of people that you want to demonize.
Yes. And that's the thing. Like, it's like.
We still playing that dumbass game.
Yeah.
So you could have been what did my man say was Jay-Z was a DJ? You didn't have to get involved in that, bro. You chose to.
But just think about Brooklyn when they brought the Brooklyn Nets. Look at the people they had to build that stadium. People had to move.
Well, the other part about that is who was that mentioned that? Was that you that mentioned how Paul Jackie Robinson was used to destroy Paul Robeson?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you pit one against the other. And you should know better.
Yeah.
They used you to be the first black man to integrate baseball and told you you're going to deal with some stuff and we're going to teach you how to deal with it.
Who did they use him to tear down?
Paul Robeson.
Nah, I'm talking about Jay-Z. Now, do it in this era. Colin Kaepernick.
All right. So this is the same game, plantation game, family. And then here's the other part about that. Then what do we do with them? You have to ostracize them. They no longer have to be relevant. Because at the end of the day, Jay-Z don't affect my life. Can't put no money over here so we can get a school. We can get a building and put the 18 News Media Group in a building, and then the other part of it could be used to school and educate people. I got a young man right now call me. He said, Mr. McCants, or they call me Pop or whatever.
Yeah.
Hey, you think there's some projects that we can work on? Because I'm working with another group of people to learn carpentry. Yeah, no problem. We'll come up with something. We'll teach you how to build a bookcase or something like that.
Fine.
So you get some skills.
Fine.
And that's one person. I'm not bragging though.
I get what you're saying. I'm not, but see, that's the thing. They never gonna get the people who they feel like they learned their lesson. And I hate to say it, and I'm gonna say it. I don't care what nobody say. You have to understand that you're dealing with a country that. And I sent that video to you about because I know I'm jumping. I sent that video to you about Pat Buchanan.
Yeah.
Is he
on point? He was on point.
Right. And so when you talking about it, whether you have people who want to admit it, you can't take a chance on if you're gonna have people assimilate. They telling you they want you to assimilate. Why you think when we go to their schools, why you think if you learn in their history, you're gonna get a little bit of this about Black history?
So
and it's gonna give it to you.
Right. So even look at this on commercials. Now, you always see these mixed race couples.
Yeah.
What is that? That's their subliminal seduction.
Facts.
Because they don't want you to be talking about and one of the most beautiful women in the world is a super dark-skinned Black woman that's making millions of dollars as a runway model. Mostly because they want to see her naked.
Facts.
Let's be clear about that. There's no person that's not going to, I'm a model. Yeah, you also going to be naked. They're going to ask you, put on this watch, but take your clothes off.
Facts.
Because at the end of the day, that's what they want to see you as.
Why you think they say shut up and dribble?
Shut up and dribble.
Why you think they don't want you speaking out? They want to pick and choose. Why? Listen, they been doing this for so long. Jay-Z don't get to be worth no damn and no $1 billion, just like Puffy don't get to be worth no $1 billion.
And look at what they did with Dr. Dre. Who did they use in order to try and destroy his woman?
Right.
You won't get her no lifestyle without him. And you think because this is a lifestyle I'm accustomed to, but you was broke when you met him. He was doing his thing with Ice Cube and them.
Right. And guess who he gave $40 million he donated to? The USC film school. What he got tied in the USC?
Nothing.
He didn't think about
USC.
He didn't think about
Howard.
HBC. None.
Yeah. But these are the people. What did Malcolm say?
Right.
What did Malcolm say?
They sent out here, these are people, they don't send out our intellectuals. They sent out comedians, entertainers. I ain't saying
comedians and entertainers, right? That's it.
Okay,
people that they're paying. Meanwhile, you got a man who's a free thinker that you're not paying him nothing. And he took a vow of poverty on purpose so that they wouldn't, even though the brothers and sisters was taking care of him. You took a vow of poverty on purpose so that he wouldn't be what's the word I'm looking for? Enticed by somebody sending him some money. Because he grew up poor.
Yeah.
Not poor.
Yeah.
7 children, father got killed by the Klan. Mother was later institutionalized, raised by the streets and by his sister.
Yeah.
Learn how to read in prison.
Would you see how they killed his father though?
Yeah. Throw him on a trolley car and let him get run out talking about he committed suicide. Now we got people that'll do that. They have real problems, but he didn't have no problem.
Right. And that's the fact. That's why. And I'm glad you bring. That's why. And I hate it, but that's why we haven't. Because I got a video I want to put up, and I thought he spoke so elegant on it. You know what I'm saying? I know it's been making it around, and a lot of people don't want to hear about it. But this was this from that CNN show. Abby, is you hip to Abby's show? You ain't hip to Abby from CNN? About when she bought she bought Kanye West on there, and when he said, when you the nigga.
I saw that. I did see that.
You did see it?
You sent it to me.
Okay, you did. Okay, I ain't got to play.
No, play it.
Hold on. Okay.
Then we're gonna jump into the book for the last few minutes, so y'all can get some book club time.
I got you.
Send y'all money in too now, dog. Ain't doing this for free. This part is free. The book club part ain't free. And my girl already sent her money in last week. So don't be playing around. Send y'all money in or get off.
For sure.
Language of abomination. Now, see, that's biblical. The Hebrew scripture, that means what? What God loathes and hates. When you turn to the New Testament, Jesus, Luke 16:15 says, it's an abomination to God to love money more than God. And loving God, we got the brother from Marist University here, our dear Catholic brother. We know loving God means loving neighbor and giving a priority to the least of these, the poor and working people. So then the question becomes, is the budget itself immoral and unjust when it comes to taking from the poor and giving to the rich, redistributing the wealth available to the poor, because the poor are getting cut in Medicaid and others, and the rich are benefiting. It may not be a vicious, callous thing, but these are the effects and consequences. So it's interesting that the richest man in the world, using biblical language, which Jesus is talking about love of money, is the very thing that gets in the way of love of God.
I'm not sure that Elon is concerned about the cuts.
I know
you
Elon
know,
didn't say that.
No, he didn't say what I
He's not
said
concerned
because
about
I'm talking about
the cuts. In fact,
priorities.
he wants more. If it were up to him, he would cut
Absolutely,
a lot
absolutely. That's
Elon,
true.
Elon Musk came in, served a function for Doge, and they had some success, some controversy, some failure. That's been documented at
That's
this
what I just
table for
wanted
the
to
last
play
3
that
months.
for a bit.
Yeah.
Are we good? We good.
Okay.
Now, how can you explain that?
Because this is a country that's been built on. Remember, the Constitution, as it was written, comes from.
Oh, my bad.
No, you're good. Comes from the 5 Iroquois nations.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, that they copied. Number 2, it was written by white men.
Mm-hmm.
Even though in the second Constitutional Congress, it was headed by a black man, but in Philadelphia, named John Hanson. And then they moved Philadelphia as being the capital to Washington, D.C. But the document was written by white slave owners that were also landowners, and was excluding certain people, and it still excludes people. Even though people want to say, well, they wrote 3 amendments, that no, those 3 amendments later on, the 13th, 14th, 15th Amendment, have clauses in them. They just did an amendment for the Chinese hate bill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's we on that on Tuesday.
Gotcha.
The Chinese hate bill, but they don't have or Asian hate bill. I'm sorry, Asian hate bill, but they don't have a African in America hate bill.
Remember, it's called the George Floyd bill. They couldn't pass it.
Oh, they wouldn't pass it, not couldn't pass it.
Facts.
Because if they wanted to pass it, they could have. It's like if they wanted to impeach this president, they could have, but they don't want to because he's doing exactly what they want him to do, is dismantle the system so that they can turn it into something else, which is what they're doing. Once again, voting doesn't matter. Your actions have to be something else. No, crashing out, Chris. Eventually, if you want to do something, you're gonna have to do something. They can amend it for us, but they're not going to. Okay, they can amend it for us, but they're not going to. Why? Because we formerly owned you, so therefore we're not amending anything. We owned you. We're still gonna keep you in that position. We're gonna let a few of y'all get in because we want to show you that we are letting a few of y'all get in. But guess what? The majority of y'all are not. And we're going to continue to let you chase this pipe dream about being like one of them because we let them in. And then when we don't need them anymore, we throw them out. And then what y'all going to do? Take them back or leave them out there? And what do? Take them back. Or we say we're not going to take, what's the one lady name we talked about the other day?
Candace Owens.
But we will. We will.
So
all because of the color of her skin.
They liking her right now because, like I said, I was having this conversation, and I was like, the white conservatives was loving Candace Owens at one time.
She was dogging black folks.
Yeah, I'll tell you,
out.
anytime she can come on here and say the N-word.
Right.
See, and I think this what people don't be missing, and this was crazy. And I always had these problems when I had these conversations with conservatives. It's not one that I didn't have a conversation with. It's their ideology.
Right. Pause that real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you know what conservative means?
Talk to me.
Keep it exactly the way that it is. Liberal doesn't mean liberated either.
Right. What does it mean?
It means we just gonna liberally make you think that we're doing something. What did Malcolm say? The conservative would stick the knife in 6 inches and turn it. The liberal will stick it in 6 inches, pull it out 3, and turn it just as much.
Right.
So they all doing the same thing. The issue is that we are stuck in the fact that we go to jobs run by other people. We don't manufacture anything.
Nope.
We don't control anything.
Nope.
So therefore, we're stuck. And so when we talk about crashing out and all this other stuff that we're doing, why? Because we're stuck. What the hell's wrong with our kids? Nothing's wrong with our kids. Our kids are fighting against the system, and they're fighting against us who've been upholding the system because we're not doing the things that are necessary in order to get us out of the shit that we're in.
Facts.
But continue.
No, that's what it is. You telling the truth right there. And I was just showing the book that I got mine. Cause put up your book, The Counselor, and I see it.
So
This is
look at the
one-
difference. Mine was written in 1922, and his was rewritten back in.
I'm not
Yeah, so this is the older original copy.
Oh, copyright 2024.
Okay, so his is a brand new copy.
Yeah.
And this was written in 1922.
Yeah. But Concrete, they did that because Concrete said, he said, thank you. He said, thank you for clarifying that, brother. I get sick of people twisting Malcolm words to fit their political narrative.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's their political narrative because they're trying to get in. No, like, okay, so we can sit around and talk about the comedians that George Carlin, go look at George Carlin. And he was on his shit. This is way before Dave Chappelle. This is way before anybody else. He was talking about all of this shit's out of order.
Man, did I send you the video about how they was in South Africa? If you go look at the vote, man, I've been watching some stuff. And we gonna have, when they showed you, just think about DFW de Klerk.
Man,
how they
what?
did them. Yeah, you know the South African with the Afrikaners. Listen.
But wait a minute, where did they get their system from?
Yeah, this
what did they watch? They said the same thing about Hitler. He watched America.
Yeah.
He watched America. He emulated what Americans did to the Native Americans and African people. And he did the same thing to the Jews, the Gypsies, and the Africans over there. 6 million Jews, 16 million Gypsies, and 18 million African people. And then they went to Namibia and killed another 40 million people there.
But you know what?
We want to give them humanity.
But you know what they're not telling them? Trump welcomed them 50 families in, didn't he?
From South Africa, calling themselves Afrikaners.
And then now one people get mad how they went over there, took these people land, got mad, then locked Nelson Mandela up, and then let him out. And then they want to share the power, share the wealth, and they get mad. What about if they told them go back to where they came from?
That's the reason why they murdered Chris Hani before Mandela came out, because they knew Mandela was broken and was going to conform to what they said.
Facts.
It wasn't about create war and get rid of them like Robert Mugabe. You see what they did to Mugabe?
Yeah.
Mugabe was 95. He was still in his right mind. When they removed him, he died shortly after that. Why? Because they got another group of people in there say it's okay for them to be here instead of removing them from the land and taking the landmass back.
But you see how America is? No, we want the people. We want y'all gone. And that's what it is, regardless.
And if we leave, this country dies.
But they don't but in their mind. I'm saying how they want to protect. And this is where our mind, I think we foolish at. And me and Yogi was talking. She said it might have been AI animated clip, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she was saying what they saw, it was froze where a woman walked from America over to Canada, right? And then Canada sent her back. But then people can't see that you can see other countries send people back and they won't let them come in, but you would get mad if they do it here. Only reason it's a fight here because people don't want to realize when they was bringing that 10 million, the Latino or Hispanic community they was bringing in, who you thought they was bringing them in to replace?
All right.
See, we don't look at that. And they don't want to have that real conversation. They've been why you think you had President Biden, the former president at the time, going to tell the black coalition, the ones they thought, the Boule, told them, y'all need to link up with the Hispanic community. But yet how loyal has the Negroes been to the Democratic Party?
But see, that's the issue. We don't have a loyalty to our own self. We were told by our so-called leaders at that time to stay here and fight. This country is just as much yours as it is. But Martin Delaney said, fuck that, I'm leaving. And those of y'all who want to go with me, let's go. He opposed Frederick Douglass' position.
Mm-hmm.
Martin Delaney said, look, this is not our space. They forced us to build it. We have to stop that. The narrative is they forced you. I don't care. Well, we're indigenous. Well, your ass is on the reservation.
Yeah, look how they did.
Be indigenous and be on the reservation. Yeah. You don't own a damn thing. Stop. That's a damn dumbass have it if you need to make you feel better. But understand this: they killed 100 million of our indigenous people.
Yeah.
100 million, and right now you live on a rock. So what are you doing? What does that mean? You live on a rock. You got no say. You mean nothing.
But who run the council? Who running the council or the tribe? I mean, is
the tribal council?
Yeah,
they don't even deal with black folks. So be indigenous about that. I tried to go to a powwow up in Central Michigan. They looked at me like I didn't belong.
Have you seen the color of the ones?
Of course not. Yes, of course, because they wrote a law to allow white people to claim that they are Native Americans to be able to get. You go up there to the casino. You don't see no Native Americans run no casino up there. Act like y'all better wake the hell up. Stop being a damn fool and wake the hell up. You're African, period. We're the first group of people, the oldest group of people on the planet, period. I don't give a damn what other thing that you call yourself. You was born black, you live in black, you're going to die black. They're not going to check to see whether you got a Native American blood when they blow your goddamn brains out. They're not going to see whether you got Native American blood because they miseducating your children because you're not doing your job. And we're not doing our job. We need to stop that foolishness. Oh, I'm indigenous, so I can ignore the fact that your ass was put. The only difference is you was able to run away because you understood how the damn lay of the land was. Right? Mm-hmm. Your people, our people. Because my great-grandfather was Blackfoot from North Carolina.
But they're not going to tell you that. They going what they speak, even see what people forgetting, even when they talk about Mexico, right? They don't tell you about the
Louisiana Purchase, $10 million to buy everything from Texas to Oregon.
But do they mention the Afro-Latinos?
No.
If you go look at the dynamic of it.
And they fine too.
If you go look at it in every country, even go to Iran, you don't think it's some
there's black folks over there. We're everywhere. We're everywhere.
But if you go look at the dynamic of it, where's the dark-skinned people? Where's they at?
Slaves, as usual.
That's the point I'm trying to tell you.
Slaves as usual. The lower class as usual. Yeah. Why? Because you started and you gave the world everything.
Yeah.
Okay. They gave you everything. I know. Yes, ma'am. I know. It's time. We're going to do the chapter 1 real quick. All right. Okay. Oh, you be like, oh, okay, come on now.
No,
so we're going to do this. So let me ask y'all this question.
Okay.
Do we want to, because the chapter 1 of the book, of the James Baldwin book, The Fire Next Time, is about a letter that he wrote to his nephew. And his nephew is named James too. Okay. So hell yeah, I cook and eat African food. Damn right. The only difference is that I ain't really, I got you. Before you open your mouth, I got you. The difference is learning the language. I wear the clothes. I ain't wearing them right now because normally they made for summertime and it's cold. I do have some heavier stuff though. I got some mud cloth stuff. So, we going to be rocking it. Just that. But yes, learn the language. Pick a group. Go do your DNA and figure out where you come from. But even if you don't do that, understand who you are. Yeah, I'm Blackfoot, but I'm African. That's first and foremost. And I'm advocating and fighting for us first, period. Because I'm going to tell you, you go out west, and I had a guy brother that went out west to Iroquois land or Arapaho land, and guess what? They act like it. What you doing here? They ain't want to be bothered with him. Hey, Chris, is Demetrius your brother or cousin? Demetrius Caleb used to play ball. Okay, now let's do it. So we got to take the last 5 minutes to do this.
Go ahead.
All right. Okay. The name of the book is The Fire Next Time by James Baldwin. And I'm going to read part of this letter that he wrote to his nephew, who was named James as well. This book was written in 1963. So it's 2 parts. The first part is called let me read the first quote at the very beginning. God gave Noah the rainbow sign. No more water, the fire next time. So guess what? This is about fire. The contents, you got two different really parts, right? First part is my dungeon shook. Letter to my nephew on the 100th anniversary of the emancipation. And then the other part is down at the cross, a letter from a region in my mind. Now, Miss Tia, if you're driving, we got you. So I'm gonna come back, right? But I want to start about this in this part. And I want this to sit in our minds, right? He's talking to his nephew, and he writes him a letter. And his nephew, of course, looked like his dad and his grandfather. This innocent country, this is on page 7. This innocent country set you down in a ghetto in which, in fact, it intended that you should perish. Let me spell out precisely what I mean by that. For the heart of the matter is here, and the root of my dispute with my country. You were born where you were born and faced the future that you faced because you were black and for no other reason. The limits of your ambition were, thus, expected to be set forever. You were born in a society which spelled out with brutal clarity and in as many ways possible that you are a worthless human being. You are not expected to aspire to excellence. You are expected to make peace with mediocrity. Don't we see that today? I'm on page 7, baby. Wherever you have turned, James, in your short time here on earth, you have been told where you could go, what you could do, and how you could do it, and where you could live, and to whom you can marry. I know your countrymen do not agree with me about this. And I hear them saying, you exaggerate. No, it's the same thing that white folks is talking about now. It's really not like that. All right. You got people that it's really not like that, but they don't live, they're not black, so they don't have this experience.
Facts.
They do not know Harlem as I do. So you do. So do you. Take no one's word for anything, including mine, but trust your experience. Know whence you came. If you know whence you came, there's really no limit to where you can go. So that's the dream that we need to be putting in our children, right? Don't let the limits of where you are dictate the limits to where you can go. The limitlessness of where you can go. The details and symbols of your life have been deliberately constructed to make you believe that what white people say about you. Please try to remember that what they believe as was what they do and cause you to endure does not testify to your inferiority, but to their inhumanity and fear. Please try to be clear, dear James, though the storm which rages about your youthful head today, same thing we say about our children, about the reality which lies behind the words acceptance and integration, which we're never going to be accepted and we're never going to integrate. There's no reason for you to try to become like white people, and there's no basis whether their impertinent assumption there's no basis whatever for the impertinent assumption that they must accept you. Listen to that. They don't have to accept, and that's okay. The really terrible thing, oh buddy, is that you must accept them. And I mean that very seriously. You must accept them and accept them with love, Now, we're not talking about that soft butterfly love, though. Let's be real clear. Because love sometimes is hard. Your parents, if they had to beat your ass because you did something out of order, that was out of love. No, we ain't like it. What did they tell us? This gonna hurt me more than it hurts you.
But did it really?
Well, sometimes
they probably got tired of you.
Yeah,
and they
yeah,
finally got a hold.
Yeah,
to
if you kept on doing the same dumb thing over time, yeah, do something different. You know. But these innocent people have no other hope. Come on now. This is 1963. They are, in effect, still trapped in a history which they do not understand. And until they understand it, they cannot be released from it. Yep, to the fire next time. They have had to believe for many years and for innumerable reasons that black men are inferior to white men. There's a book called J.A. Rogers written in 1932 called From Superman to Man. Make sure you put that on your book list. Many of them indeed know better, but as you will discover, people find it difficult to act on what they know. To act is to be committed, and to be committed is to be in danger. This is what happened in Minnesota. In this case, the danger in the minds of most white Americans is the loss of their identity, which is what they're fighting for. You 7% of the world population. 7, not 90, 7% of the world population. Try to imagine how you would feel if you woke up one morning to find the sun shining and the stars aflame. You would be frightened because it is out of order of nature. Any upheaval in the universe is terrifying because it so profoundly attacks one's sense of one's own reality. Well, the black man has functioned in the white man's world as a fixed star, as an immovable pillar. And as he moves out of his place, heaven and earth are shaken to their foundations. You don't be afraid. And we need to tell that to not only ourselves, but our children as well. Don't be afraid. But we also have to make sure we protect them too. I said that is intended that you should perish in the ghetto, perish by never being allowed to go beyond the white man's definitions, by never being allowed to spell your proper name. You have, and many of us have, defeated this intention, and by terrible law, a terrible paradox, those innocents who believe that your imprisonment made them safe are losing their grasp of reality. But those men are your brothers, your lost younger brothers. And if the word integration means anything, this is what it means, that we, with love, shall force our brothers to see themselves as they are, to cease fleeing from reality and to begin to change it. For this is your home, my friend. I kind of disagree with this part, but this is your home, my friend, because he went to move to, he lived in Paris for a while before he came back and started to write. Do not be driven from it. Great men have done great things here and will again, and can make America what America must become. It will be hard, James, but you come from sturdy peasant stock, men who picked cotton and dammed rivers and built railroads, and in the teeth of the most terrifying odds, achieved an unassailable and monumental dignity, which we don't have anymore. All because they show us in a different light, and we allow that to happen, and we follow that. You come from a long line of great poets, some of the greatest poets since Homer. One of them said, "The very time I thought I was lost, my dungeon shook and my chains fell off." You know, and I know that this country is celebrating 100 years of freedom, 100 years too soon. No, this is 100 years later, and we still not free. We cannot become free until they are free. God bless you, James, and Godspeed, your Uncle James. That's what he wrote to his nephew in 1963. At the beginning of that, he talks about how many different times he's written that letter to his nephew and then torn it up, written it and torn it up, written it and torn it up, written it and torn it up. Y'all better hit that like button too. Y'all play too much.
Yeah, let's get these likes up.
Yeah, we got to get these likes up. Make sure y'all share it. You know, folks need to be, this is Black History Month, so we come with some fire all the time. Not that we don't. Not, and see, I only think I cussed twice today, big bro.
Yeah, no, for sure. But no, but they do need to do that, because I was trying to figure out what we was gonna do for every, when we come on, because it's Black History Month, and we do got to acknowledge some of the stuff. But like you said, did you see that book that and what he talking about? It's in 2026, and we still going through that. Even when I sent that video with Pat Buchanan,
right.
What did Pat Buchanan say? He said we ain't got the time to waste to see if these people gonna assimilate.
Right.
To us, he said it's like rolling the dice.
Right.
If they're gonna assimilate. So like you said, what you seen what happened in Minnesota. Don't forget they tried to pull that down in Dearborn.
Yep.
And
that's
still
down there though.
And why you think who is doing the hollering about? That's why I say the beef that you seeing is between the conservative and the liberal. They fighting a Cold War. We fighting a Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
Because what it is, the liberal trying to find a new voting base. We've been there 400-year problem. What we gonna do with the blacks in America? Remember, they got the other people coming in. Oh, they lazy. How was we lazy? And we did all the fighting for y'all can come over here to have a place to come to. See, that's what throws me off when I be hearing people who done got here, y'all, because y'all going on by what y'all was told. If we so lazy, why y'all opening y'all stores up in our neighborhoods?
If we was broke.
Yeah, if we so lazy, why y'all opening y'all restaurants up? I'm just saying, proving the point. And then they mad because, okay, now y'all want, to me, that's what the Don Lemon. Y'all trying to get the blacks involved into a whole nother debate that ain't got nothing to do with it. Right. And I'm talking to the liberals now. Y'all want us over in that, but y'all ain't fighting out there what happened to Keith Porter Jr. in California.
And you ain't fighting to make sure that our schools are integrated like they supposed to, since we got integration in schools. Because then if that's the case, you want to be talking about integration, the schools should be 50-50 across the board. Not that somebody can go and we're going to make some money, move on. We're going to create Swartz Creek and we're going to create Flushing. We're going to create Grand Blanc. And then we don't want y'all out here. Oh, and I don't understand parents who that if you run up and take your child to another school, what the hell was you doing with the school over here that you was at before you got up and took your kid?
Facts. And Chris Caleb, you may be right on that. And that's why what you just said is even more the better. That's why we need to practice on get our community together.
Yeah, that's it.
While he over there battling with them, maybe this God giving us a grace time to get us together.
Yep.
Because when they was whooping our ass, I never seen the other ones come out. And I never seen blacks. This is what kills me. I never see, when they doing that, I never see none of them going to these different, as you going to the Hispanic, as you going to the Somalian, as you going to, I never see y'all go to them and ask them, well, why y'all not doing it? The Haitian hate crime bill, I never see blacks. I never see them go call them out when they already on us. Chris, the thing is, they already on us. So if they going to get some other ones, that give us enough time to get us together.
Yeah, well,
because they united.
Yeah.
The other ones that they coming at, they united.
Right.
We the ones not united, so it'd be easy to pick us off. That's why we tripping on what's going on in Minnesota, but you ain't tripping on what's going out there in California. You're not tripping on when you seeing you. And like I said, I know they want to create it that because you got to think the black and brown out there. They in real life wars out there in California.
Yeah, man, you're right, Chris. We love other people more than we love ourselves.
Yeah, that's my thing. We study worrying about what about all the stuff they didn't practice on us.
Yeah.
What about all this like they've been practicing on us from the plantation to the hospital?
Right.
What like we talking about a cancer cluster study? And I'm saying, but they ain't listen. If you go get that book, Medical Apartheid,
yep,
you will see they listen. We can look at a weed house and call that a drug house, right? But you don't look at Rite Aid, CVS, Walgreens.
The biggest drug
you don't look at them as drug spots.
Yep.
But you'll see that we picking. It's just crazy that all the fights that we got. But like this with the police. You ain't thought the police was jumping out on us? We gave them the name the Jump Out Boys. They ain't been coming grabbing our teenagers. They ain't been killing our teenagers. That's the new terminology of trap house now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, all this.
Delete it, bro. Leave it up there.
Huh?
He deleted it. No, bro, leave it. Don't
Delete
delete
what?
nothing. He deleted Trap House.
Oh. Yeah, no, I still see it on mine. It ain't came off on my side.
Okay.
But that's what I'm saying. So we getting caught up with, we going and both sides want us to sit up there. Like I told you, it wasn't till, and I hate to be calling it out, but this is where the racial issue come in. 2 white people got killed in Minnesota for interfering. And I'm not saying that what they not doing fighting a righteous cause, but it's the cause that they created.
Yep.
Who let 10 million come in here, and then what area did they put them in?
Yep.
Who created it? But you ain't all they want to. You got more mayors. I seen black mayors jumping up, but y'all ain't jumping up talking about the crime in Chicago. You got mayors. You got people talking about here. Oh, it's wrong what happened to a Venezuela, what's and that. But what about when people was getting snatched up by the police here and getting through in jail?
Right. You ain't got nothing to say.
But see, we can see so much stuff afar, but you can't see it when it's in your face.
Because we've been trained to look through other people's eyes.
Put up, Omar. Yeah, that's why we say, well, whites can't see what we go through. But what did we just read?
Yeah,
but what they study
this
doing?
was written in 1963.
Facts.
Right?
Right.
What did it say? They're not going to see it through your eyes because they don't. Why did they build a wall in Wall Street in New York in order to not to smell the smells, in order to not to hear the cries, in order to ignore it?
Right. And then look at Lake Lanier in Georgia.
Right.
See, when they talking about what we seeing, and I do feel compassionate, like I was, man. I mean, I'm like, damn. But what about when they was chasing our kids? What about when you seen? I can go pull up some videos when you saw kids. The one boy that said he didn't want to go to school no more.
Right.
Back in the 50s, how they beat him. They beat an 8-year-old kid. This what you saw, and this was about with Jerry Jones, but he's an NFL owner now. He was part of them kids that was going down there getting mad because blacks,
right.
But we forgave them. This is stuff, it's documented. You can go see it when they're interviewing them. It's asking little Tommy, you don't want to go to school no more. They hit me in the head.
Nope.
Because they said they can go to the school. A mob could get together. But then they had to write laws for them to do you right.
Man, and they still not doing it. And now you got this person here who's attacking everything, and they go, we right back to business as usual.
Yeah, but like even with and I'll probably play it on Tuesday or whatever. Or when you seen what I did send it to you when he said you done niggerized the whole nation.
Yep.
When you go look at Stephen Miller, but and this was sad that in that letter that you wrote, and I'm into that letter. I mean, not you wrote that James Baldwin wrote to his nephew. That should show you how bad they was back then compared to now. You still got that thinking. Well, what can we do? When this the crazy shit that I be hearing when they say, well, what can we do? What you mean? What can you do? Be fair. No, when you going to ask them, what can you do? Dude, we don't need y'all running up, beating our ass. We don't need y'all doing stop and frisk. We didn't need y'all.
Just leave us the hell alone. Let us take care of our own and go on about your way. We don't need you.
And quit lying and saying, just be honest why the big issue is why y'all want the so-called immigrants out of here. And you read it. They do feel like they are losing their country.
Yep.
And that's what it is. And what the first thing, what a conservative going to tell you, they're going to take care of jobs. It just show you how silly.
But that's the same thing they said in the 1800s about the Africans they released off the plantation.
They're going to take your jobs. But see, that's the rhetoric that they get. That's the rhetoric, and they keep pushing.
They don't know how to be human, bro.
No.
What did we just read? If they're throwing your children, your babies, into a pond to catch alligators, if they hanging you, raping you, at what point in time did they show any humanity?
And people forget that when Obama was called the porter-in-chief, then he had them babies was in cages.
Right.
And that's why you got the conservatives saying, well, you didn't say nothing when Obama was doing it. They do not want no accountability. They looking at it like, well, Obama did it, yeah, but maybe he did it where the media wasn't catching it. The way y'all going about it, but then when you get to Stephen A. Miller, see, they don't want to admit that these people that Trump got in his office, what clan that he following. He went with straight up. He went with straight up with, and I hate to say it, but people don't want to admit it. He went with it. To me, he got a lot of racist people in his cabinet.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what he picked. That's the reason I picked him.
And then they get mad. And the bad thing about the ones on the bottom, they get mad. They don't want to be told that they racist.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They get hurt if you call them, you ashamed that you racist.
That's who you are.
Yeah, I'm not mad
it's
at
okay.
you. Yeah.
And that's what I said. It's okay for you to be that.
I'm not
but also
mad at
don't
you.
say nothing about my position either.
Right.
Because the difference is, if you're a racist, you have power to have policy and change policy in your favor and against me and against my favor.
Facts.
And this is all we talking about.
Just go think about it. They still talk about Michelle Obama. The show, she ain't been the first lady in a minute. Oh,
Right.
Melania, she's this. She's not even a U.S. citizen. But you see, they not mad at that.
No.
Oh, no, we're not a citizen. I mean, she a native, as they say. But she was able to be a citizen. Look at J.D. Vance. But look at the people they going at. It's all right. It's all right. We can do it. Whatever they want to do. Listen, Melania came right up here in her first stole Michelle Obama's speech when it got called out. They was mad about it. Oh, she's the best looking one. So now who the ones created this say who the best looking one? Who was the one saying, oh, now we gotta mess? See, when Trump got in, they didn't really want to say it, but they was happy that it was a lot of people was hurt Obama was the president of the United States.
Yeah, but they picked him. No, he was picked.
Right.
The system picked him.
But the masses didn't understand that. They was mad. He's racist. You had a racist calling somebody racist. Let that sit in. But this the stuff that we dealing with. We dealing with people who will call you racist and get mad because if you point it out, they didn't tell you that. Why did we have white flight?
Right.
Then when you go to bringing them up, I had a conversation with an individual. I was like, because I was talking about when I played that Vietnam stuff, and it was like, how did the Vietnamese know to call them the N-word? You know, the person could tell me, well, maybe they was listening to the what's the name. They didn't want to believe, but see, and that's what, and the real accountability, that's why I was mad about the guy that was in that 7th Ward when he was having that conversation back with the guy, Darrell Brown, who was running. Because he wanted to come out, blacks don't have no accountability. If that wasn't one of the biggest hypocrite I ever seen in my life, it's them who don't have no accountability.
Yeah, no. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can find this little bitty part.
Yeah, it's dumb. Yeah, it's dumb with no accountability. They say the blacks don't have no accountability. Cut the crap. Why you think they want to erase slavery out of the history books? Why you think when they go pull it up, why you think it's a big issue? You don't hear the Negroes saying, even though they saying the whites want to come out, they're taking your job.
Bro, I was at an event yesterday. This Black Ski Club. And I'm gonna say it again. We so damn cool. You hate us, but you can't not want to be around us. You can't, man. Wait, what? Oh, they having I'm in Canada. We playing black music because black folks up there. But you play this music all the time. My son and I went to Mount Holly a couple weeks ago. Black music. You ain't no black that many, but we the only black people out there. You got Asians and Spanish and other people out there. We the only blacks on the hill. And you playing black music because you love us. You hate us so much you love us.
Ain't that something?
But you won't. In your mind, which is the most dangerous place for us to live, D.L. Hughley said that.
Man.
And of course, looks like he got that from James Baldwin, but James Baldwin said that too. That's the most dangerous place for us to live because you won't believe your own bullshit. You won't even look at your own history and what you've done to people, not just here, but across the. You take a woman's baby and you throw the baby in a
alligator
swamp
bait.
for the which is where we get the gator bait from. It wasn't talking about now it's chickens before it's babies. You rip a family apart. You rape a woman repeatedly.
Just think they even had breedings. So they could have been breeding. Some of them would breed with their own slave. They could have used their own offspring as bait or gate.
Right.
From
Why
that
would
they
I do
had.
that?
Yeah, I'm
because
saying no,
we
they
ain't making
offspring,
enough.
yeah, that they had with
How in
with
the
their
world
slaves.
you gonna have a woman, a black woman, breastfeed your child?
But that's what they did.
And we supposed to forget that. We're supposed, oh, it's in the past. Well, so was the Holocaust. So was this. So was that. But we remember that too.
But just go,
And I'm not knocking that. I'm saying we remember that. But don't forget our stuff as well.
but just remember, because you don't mean nothing. That's why
But that's
Keith
my
Porter
point.
Jr.
That's
can
my
get
point.
killed. There's no big thing. But then when you see the two white people get killed in Minnesota,
Now all of a sudden, and then everybody got to join in. No, and
see,
and I'm not knocking the
right.
fact that the woman and the man was defending something.
Mhm.
Finally.
But look at the lies that you can hear people say. Oh, her wife was in the car telling her to run,
But her
push the gas.
husband was a damn war vet that got killed with friendly fire.
Right. And wasn't nobody in the car but her. But you see how they get their stories. That's why I get mad with a lot of conservatives, because they only want to get their information from one side.
Yeah.
I go listen to all. You don't never be that pig-headed and think like that. That's just like, you know, what I did tell Trevor is like when he thought, oh, you know, the people came across the Mexican border. Then when he had to pull it up and found out, but I said, you know how long you have been believing that crap?
Yeah,
And that's what I get on him about.
Right.
Like,
So, man, it's if you have a view of your people, that's fine for you to have your view, but have your view in their truth.
Right. And
your view in their truth.
Yeah,
you got light-skinned Arabs because of Gaul and the Malamutes that were part of the Gallic German area over there that's bigger than just Germany. Walked women and children and sold them to Saudi Arabia. That's in a book called The History of the Modern World, written in 1953.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
This is what you did.
Right. But see, they don't want to see, but see, that's the problem when they don't want to admit that aspect on what's going on. They want to act like we come by. No, y'all just think about the guy who went to Dearborn trying to cause a problem.
On purpose from here.
But what it is, but now y'all can get a glimpse of what we was going since we've been here when they was destroying black towns. This is that same attitude, that same mind state that hasn't left, family, that they keep wanting to tell y'all that mind state has left. It ain't left.
That's a lie.
You see it on display right now.
You see it not only on display right now. Go look at the difference between where you live at and where they live at. They show you that there's a difference. Go, if you live in Flint, go drive up Miller Road.
Fact.
You see right across the street from the one liquor store on Miller Road that there is it's not a closed gate, but it's a gate. It's an arch.
Mm-hmm.
That's a gate. Don't come in here. We don't want y'all in here. We don't want y'all over here, even though it's not a gate, but it's an arch that probably at one time had a gate in it.
Yeah, but that's what. But see, people didn't want to hear. Even when Melissa Mays told me, she said, Mickey, when she was telling me about the water crisis, she said, who gave her the hardest fight? That A4 on Miller Road.
Right.
She was like, they didn't care because they thought it was just the blacks and the poor whites who was getting poisoned.
Right.
See, but see, people don't want to admit that. Even when the blacks had to put her out there, they wanted her face because what they thought. Because her being white, they could sell the water crisis to the American people, that they would be like, okay, this is a white lady, she going through this. See, that's what people don't want to talk about, but they be acting like, oh no, there's no racism going on. Y'all keep believing ain't no racism going on. And all you gotta do is go look at why we got sundown towns.
The fabric of this country is built on racism.
Yeah.
The Constitution is a racist document. I don't care what amendments that they put in there. It doesn't matter. They can ignore them. And one of the amendments says if you commit a crime and it's a felony, you'll be considered to be a felon for the rest of your life.
But don't know. See, you don't, and that be my problem. You notice the conservatives, they ain't tripping on how the policing, because they know they not policing their neighborhoods like that.
No, hell
they
no.
want them police where they feel like they definitely want them policing I had. That's just like when I was trying to have a conversation with them. But I'm like, do you think blacks are the poorest in America? We 12% of the population.
Right.
12%. Who you think? Even though they think we the ones, remember for a long time, and remember for the long time they thought we was on welfare. Blacks, because you can go watch Fox News. Bill O'Reilly was pushing that, all of them on Fox News, Sean Hannity. Then when it come out, who receiving majority of the SNAP benefits? And that's the point that I was making. Trying to say, do you think it's just black, at us being 12%, we the most poor? No, if you go by population, it's 200 million of y'all.
Yeah, 250 million. And
you would think.
And because you at 65% or 80%, 70, 72 or 73% of the population, and 85%, they got about 85 million people. I think we did the numbers. 85 million people that are of European descent, since you don't want to say white folks. I'm sorry, white folks is on national assistance.
And how many blacks in America?
We got 47 million people.
And that right
double us in population for those people that are receiving national benefits.
And it was never meant for the blacks to receive the benefits in the first place.
That was not it when they made the New Deal. Go ahead, bro.
No, I'm just saying you good, but I'm saying that's the point I was trying to make. But you got people, white people, who want to think that somehow, but that goes back to Lyndon B. Johnson. His quote.
Yep.
His quote.
What'd he say? Go ahead on, brother.
No, it's all, I'm finna read it. It's his quote. It's his quote.
It's his quote.
They hate, but see, when you do this now, who really don't want to do the accountability? It's his quote.
And you know what, Chris, I like Trevor, and I don't care nothing about you having your view, but you better come with facts, and you can't just come with your thoughts and your opinions, because it's like they say everybody got an a-hole. You can have one of them too.
See, right here.
Hold on. Let me show you some facts, though. This shit is facts.
Yeah.
This shit is written before me. This book was written in 1922. This book right here was written in 1934. This book right here was written, and this is by somebody else. I ain't coming, and I got to fix the briefcase. This book, the suitcase. This book was written It took bits and pieces. And this book, go ahead and put the quote up. This book was written by a white man talking about the church that he used to be part of. He was a pastor.
See, here go a hard rocker. See, he kind of got touched. He said 13%, 60% of the crime. Is that a fact? Let me go read this. And I'm going to get to, because I'm going to end it on that.
60% of the crime?
Let me read this. It said, Lyndon Johnson, this your president. If you can convince the lowest white man he's better than the best colored man, he won't notice you're picking his pocket. He will give him somebody to look down on. Hell, give him somebody to look down on, and he'll empty his pockets for you. U.S. President Lyndon Johnson. Let me give y'all another one, because I know I love to watch this show, The Sopranos. I didn't really know how racist The Sopranos show was when I watched it.
I watched one episode. I didn't watch it.
I didn't know how racist it was. Remember when they were stealing stuff? Because it was when Tony and his daughter Mello was having a conversation. He gonna say even she knew he the one did the break. They had did the robbery. You know who they was putting it on? The blacks. Even when it was a hit put on them.
Who was this guy?
The hard rock.
No, stay on. Keep on coming on. Because you keep on saying dumb shit.
Yeah.
No. I'm gonna crucify his ass.
Yeah, no, that's the point. But see, it's dumb. That's why I'm talking. It's because it's dumb. They think this is right here. And who brought weed into the game? Who making money off the weed right now?
Man,
but see,
crazy.
That's that quote what Lyndon Johnson told, and they not even understanding. That's why you can see the ones at let's stop the health care. Let's stop the health care. But who was it finna hurt?
Right.
See, they forget about the rural areas. Yeah, they don't tell you about how drug infested the rural areas is.
Horrible.
But see, they're not gonna mention that. And I'll give you another example. You remember about the Palace and the Malice?
Yeah.
You know why it was a problem? You don't know why it was a problem?
Go ahead, tell me.
Because you saw black athletes whooping white people ass. That was the Malice at the Palace.
But here, and the other part,
and they couldn't have that going across the screen because it goes back to when Jack Johnson won that heavyweight championship. How you gonna show that? Because they want to crush at anything they feel like they can be challenged. They don't, when they talk about they want a rebellion crushed, they don't want that. See, we're not being honest. That's why you saw in hockey they fight. Do they get suspended for all the many games?
That's part of the damn fight.
Let's be honest.
Part of the game is fighting.
They didn't want to see no blacks putting hands. I don't care if y'all want to believe it or not. That's what this was about. Because they didn't look at the fans. That's even what's his name? He used to play for the Houston Rockets. He was the point guard, but they got rid of him because he went in the stand and fired on a white man. He be on podcasts now. I can't think of his name. But they didn't tell you like how they can come in and be disrespectful to them players. They expect you to get called a nigga and still be able to run up and down the court.
Well, that's what you're there for.
They expect you when they was threatening LeBron's son. But see, this is the type of stuff they was able to do because remember they could do it to not Ron, that Ron Artest one did to Vernon Maxwell. Thank you.
Oh yeah,
because he the one had a child that was stillborn and just lost a daughter. Vernon Maxwell, when he played with the Rockets,
and they
he went in the
said that's the
stand.
reason why your daughter died.
Yeah,
or whatever.
remember he went in the stand and popped my man.
Yeah,
but that blew his contract up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's the problem. That's what I'm saying. See, you can get caught this and that, and they expect you. Well, we paying you millions of dollars. You better take it. That's the problem.
And see, here the other part about that is now with social media.
Yeah,
you got people who have get on here, have opinions, say stuff, don't back this stuff up with facts, don't back this stuff up with anything else, and they can just say stuff. Oh, well, Michelle Obama's a man. Well, no, she fine as hell and you hate it. Just like y'all love Jacqueline Kennedy, she was fine as hell, y'all loved it, even though her husband and her brother was sleeping with the same person.
But beauty's in the eye of the beholder. She might have been fine to some, but it was plenty. I'm just saying, you know,
right.
but even when they tried to put up Laura Bush, Barbara, I mean,
all of them.
They but when it come down, like,
but why did she have to be all of these things and it was okay for them to be said?
Because,
but yet you wouldn't say that about Barbara Bush or Nancy Reagan, or you wouldn't say any of those things about any of them.
They thought they was elegant,
right?
They thought they was,
and it's okay for you to think that your group is, but it's not okay for you to dog on somebody else. But this is what we're constantly dealing with, and this is once again in the mind of white America. You think that you've done no wrong.
Why you think they had the big lips, had the monkeys whistling, you know, pictures of blacks looking like monkeys and all this?
Because you still have to continue the propaganda.
And what they have a picture of Michelle looking at a monkey.
Right.
See, this again, but see, in their eyes, and these are, it's just, I'm going to say this, family, whether they want to believe it or not.
Y'all better hit the like button. Ain't nobody hitting no likes.
Yeah, get them like buttons up. You ain't hitting them like buttons. I see 27. We need more. Hit them on both sides. But I'm just saying, family, that's why I look at it. Like, to me, we keep denying this racism stuff is going on. We want to say it's classism. They keep denying it. We see it. Saying it's classism. Okay, you wouldn't have sundown towns. You wouldn't have the stuff like you can see police run up on a black family, spray their food, and ain't nothing going down. Them officers still able to work. When you can see a young brother laid in the middle of the street get maced down with a bottle of full can of mace. But you're not going to see them do that to their own. Mm-hmm. That's the point. They can go, one can go in the church, kill 9 people, get took to Burger King.
Burger King.
Now you tip, because it goes back to, remember this, remember during the Germany war? What did the blacks had to eat at? But what they let the German troops that they had captured eat at? They had in the mess hall. That's with right.
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, but you know, Chris Caleb, you know, Hard Rocker don't want to admit to that. The government sells weed. He ain't going to say that. He gonna just look at it. In their mind, Lyndon Johnson. I'm gonna read it to y'all again before I end it.
One more time, before we
I
go.
gotta read it to you one more time because this is what you're dealing with. Let me read this. This is one of your good old presidents, even though they hate to admit it. If you can convince the lowest white man he's better than the best colored man, did you hear that? If you could convince the lowest white man he's better than the best colored man, he won't notice you're picking his pocket. Can't you see the transfer of wealth? They ain't mad about, ain't none of the Republicans at the bottom mad about, the big, beautiful bill. We had people on here defending the big, beautiful bill. He won't notice you're picking his pocket. And that's really what's going on. You saying they getting their pocket picked. Hell, give him somebody to look down on. You got to look down on somebody because who was they saying, oh, the blacks are getting all the welfare.
Yep.
Come find out, it's them.
Yep.
Then they created the problem. They wanted to get stuff to, let's go to Chicago. They created a division with the blacks and the foreigners that was there. You cut the blacks off that's been there, but you get a foreigners all of this, and you can put it up under. You can say FEMA and all of this, whatever you want to say, but you created a vision. Then it says and empty his pockets for you. You got to have somebody to look down on. So what they doing right now, the immigrants is the new people they feel they got to look down on. Then what they come to conservative, they're taking your jobs. No, we not. We listen to the liberals and the conservative. That's y'all two beefs that y'all battling about what y'all gonna do. I think we need to get our shit together as far as the black community and keep it pushing.
Yes, sir. I agree.
You know, we got to, because when they do, because they ain't never stop coming for us.
No.
They ain't never
That's the reason
stop.
why
You
we
know what
gotta
I'm
get
saying?
ready.
Right, because our schools are struggling. Not the foreigners. They got schools for their kids.
Man.
They got their own. They let them go here, but they also, you got to come here to learn about your own culture.
Yep.
We the only ones that ain't got nothing like that. So I'm just saying, it's time for us. I'm not saying the fight is right, but don't go get Don Lemon and think he gonna speak for blacks. I'm just saying.
Well, that's what, they always choose. They always pick that. They those are the ones that pick leaders instead of them coming from the community like they're supposed to.
I need to go get my shit. You got any other words you say?
No, y'all go study, bro.
Man, go study.
Go study. Y'all not studying. Pay
and we'll
attention
see
to
y'all.
stuff.
We're gonna see
Okay?
y'all because we're
And
gonna compare the books.
Remember where we live at in white folks' minds. That's the most dangerous place to be in the world. That's to being alive in white people's minds. Is this dude? What? Get out of here, bro.
Yeah, we out.
Bye.
Peace, high
Peace,
rock,
fam.
because you couldn't get what